So for the first layer on the iceberg, it's just common knowledge. So we will just speed run it. Normal. You feel normal. Nothing hurts. You feel all right now. Feather tickle. Just feels like you're good. Funny bone. The funny bone refers to the ulnar nerve, which runs along the inside of the elbow. When accidentally bumped or hit, it can cause a tingling or funny sensation. Many people find this sensation amusing, hence the term funny bone. It's a light-hearted way to describe a common experience. Paper cut. A paper cut is a small, shallow cut on the skin caused by a sharp edge of paper. It can be painful due to the sensitivity of the skin and may cause a stinging sensation. Although typically minor, paper cuts can sometimes be annoying and take time to heal. Bruise. A bruise is a discoloration of the skin caused by damage to blood vessels beneath the surface. It occurs when small blood vessels break and leak blood into the surrounding tissues. Bruises often appear as a reddish-purple or bluish mark and may be tender or swollen. They usually fade and heal over time as the body reabsorbs the leaked blood. Shampoo in the eyes. When shampoo gets into the eyes, it can cause temporary discomfort and irritation. The eyes may become red, watery, and sensitive. Shampoo contains chemicals that can disrupt the natural balance of tears, leading to discomfort. It is important to rinse the eyes thoroughly with clean water to remove the shampoo and alleviate the irritation. If symptoms persist or worsen, it's advisable to seek medical attention. Massage. A massage is a therapeutic practice that involves applying pressure, kneading, and manipulating the muscles, tendons, and soft tissues of the body. It promotes relaxation, relieves muscle tension, reduces stress, and improves circulation. Different techniques, such as Swedish, deep tissue, or thigh massage, are used to address specific needs. Massages can be performed by trained professionals or through self-massage techniques. Charley horse. A Charley horse is a painful muscle cramp, usually in the calf, caused by muscle fatigue or dehydration. It can be relieved by stretching, massaging, applying heat or cold, or taking pain relievers. Sleeping in uncomfortable position. Sleeping in an uncomfortable position can lead to discomfort, stiffness, and even pain upon waking up. It can result from poor pillow support, improper mattress firmness, or body misalignment. This can strain muscles, joints, and nerves, leading to aches and potential sleep disturbances. It's important to find a comfortable sleeping position that supports the natural curves of the body and promotes proper alignment. Layer 2. Tolerable. Hair plucking. Hair plucking, also known as trichotillomania, is a compulsive behavior where individuals repeatedly pull out their own hair, resulting in hair loss. It is often a coping mechanism for stress, anxiety, or boredom. Treatment options include therapy, medication, and self-help techniques to manage the urge to pluck. Pinch. A pinch refers to the action of squeezing or pressing something firmly between two fingers or a finger and thumb. It can be used as a gesture to inflict pain or as a means of grasping or holding an object. The sensation of a pinch can vary from mild discomfort to intense pain depending on the force applied. Injecting your mouth with chips. Injecting chips into the mouth is not a recommended or safe practice. It can lead to serious health risks, including choking, infection, and damage to the mouth or throat. It is important to consume chips by eating them in a conventional manner to ensure proper digestion and minimize any potential harm. Falling off a chair. Falling off a chair occurs when someone loses their balance or slips off the seat, resulting in an unintended descent to the ground. It can happen due to various reasons like unstable chair, improper sitting posture, or accidental push. Falling off a chair can cause injuries, so it's important to be cautious and ensure a stable seating position. Muscle pain. Muscle pain, also known as myalgia, is a common condition characterized by discomfort or soreness in the muscles. It can be caused by overuse, muscle tension, injury, or underlying medical conditions. Symptoms may include stiffness, tenderness, and limited range of motion. Rest, gentle stretching, applying heat or cold packs, and over-the-counter pain relievers can help alleviate muscle pain. If the pain persists or worsens, it is advisable to seek medical attention. Epilation of leg hair. Epilation of leg hair refers to the removal of hair from the legs, typically by pulling it out from the root. This can be done through methods like waxing, sugaring, or using epilators. It provides longer-lasting results compared to shaving, as it takes more time for the hair to regrow. However, it can be temporarily uncomfortable or painful. Regular exfoliation and moisturizing can help minimize irritation and ingrown hairs. Push. A push refers to the act of applying force to an object in order to move it away from oneself or to exert pressure on it. It can be done using various body parts or tools. Pushes are commonly used in activities such as pushing open a door, pushing a shopping cart, or pushing a button. They are essential in generating motion and overcoming resistance. Injection. An injection is a medical procedure that involves introducing a substance, such as medication or a vaccine, into the body using a needle and syringe. It is typically done to administer drugs, deliver vaccines, or withdraw fluids. Injections can be given in various locations, such as muscles, intramuscular, veins, intravenous, or under the skin, subcutaneous, depending on the purpose and type of medication. Cat scratch. A cat scratch refers to an injury caused by a cat's claws making contact with the skin. It can result in a shallow or deep scratch mark and may cause redness, swelling, and pain. Cat scratches can sometimes break the skin, increasing the risk of infection. It is important to clean the scratch with soap and water, apply an antiseptic, and monitor for signs of infection, such as excessive redness, warmth, or pus. Hitting a lamppost. Hitting a lamppost refers to accidentally colliding with a tall, upright structure that provides lighting. It can occur while driving, walking, or biking. Hitting a lamppost can cause damage to vehicles, injuries to individuals, and potential damage to the lamppost itself. It is important to exercise caution, maintain awareness of surroundings, and adhere to traffic rules to avoid such accidents. Pricked by a cactus. Being pricked by a cactus refers to the experience of getting small, sharp spines or thorns embedded in the skin. It can cause pain, redness, swelling, and sometimes minor bleeding. To treat a cactus prick, carefully remove any visible spines with tweezers, clean the area with soap and water, and apply an antiseptic. If there are signs of infection, such as increased pain or redness, seek medical attention. Getting lemon juice in the eye or eyes. Getting lemon juice in the eyes can cause stinging, irritation, and temporary discomfort. The acidic nature of lemon juice can lead to redness and watering of the eyes. It is important to flush the eyes immediately with clean water to dilute and remove the lemon juice. Avoid rubbing the eyes, as it can worsen irritation. If symptoms persist or worsen, seeking medical advice is recommended. Burning your mouth with hot pizza. Burned mouth on hot pizza refers to the injury caused by consuming food or drinks that are too hot, resulting in the burning of the delicate tissue in the mouth. Symptoms include pain, swelling, blisters, and difficulty eating or drinking. To alleviate the pain and aid healing, drink cool water, suck on ice chips, apply a cold compress, and avoid spicy or acidic foods. Stepping on a Lego. Stepping on a Lego can be a painful experience due to the sharp edges and hard plastic material. It can cause immediate pain, discomfort, and even temporary bruising or swelling. To treat the pain, elevate the foot, apply ice or a cold compress, and take over-the-counter pain relievers if needed. Preventing Lego-related injuries involves keeping the floor clear of Legos and wearing shoes in Lego-prone areas. Splinter. A splinter is a small, sharp fragment of wood, glass, or metal that gets embedded in the skin. It can cause pain, swelling, and redness. To remove a splinter, clean the area with soap and water. Sterilize tweezers. Gently grasp the splinter close to the skin and pull it out in the same direction it entered. If the splinter is deep, large, or difficult to remove, seek medical assistance. After removal, clean the area, apply an antiseptic, and cover with a bandage to prevent infection. Holding back urine. Holding back urine, also known as urinary retention, is the act of intentionally delaying or suppressing the urge to urinate. This can lead to discomfort, increased pressure on the bladder, and potential urinary tract infections. It is important to empty the bladder regularly to maintain urinary health and prevent complications. If experiencing difficulties with urinary retention, it is recommended to consult a healthcare professional for appropriate evaluation and treatment. Broken finger. A broken finger, or finger fracture, occurs when one or more bones in the finger are cracked or broken. It causes pain, swelling, bruising, and difficulty moving the finger. Treatment involves immobilizing the finger with a splint or cast, applying ice, elevating the hand, and taking pain medications if necessary. Seeking medical attention is crucial to ensure proper diagnosis, realignment, and healing of the broken finger. A door pinching a finger. Speaking of fingers, a door pinching finger, also known as a finger jam or door slam injury, happens when a finger gets caught between a closing door. It can cause pain, swelling, bruising, and even fractures or dislocations. Immediate treatment involves removing the finger from the door, applying ice, and elevating the hand. Seek medical attention if there are signs of severe injury, persistent pain, or difficulty moving the finger. A punch in the nose. A punch in the nose can result in pain, swelling, bleeding, and potential nasal fractures. It may cause difficulty breathing and affect the appearance of the nose. Immediate treatment includes applying ice, controlling bleeding, and seeking medical attention if necessary. Complications like septal hematoma or deviated septum may require further medical intervention. It is essential to avoid confrontations and practice nonviolent conflict resolution to prevent such injuries. Nostril piercings. Nostril piercings involve inserting jewelry through the skin of the nostril. They are a form of body modification and self-expression. The procedure is typically done by a professional piercer using a sterilized needle. Aftercare includes cleaning with saline solution and avoiding touching or rotating the jewelry. Healing time can vary, but it generally takes several weeks to months. Risks include infection, scarring, and allergic reactions. Layer 3. Painful. The menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is a monthly process in females where the uterus prepares for potential pregnancy. It involves the release of an egg from the ovary, thickening of the uterine lining, and if pregnancy doesn't occur, shedding of the lining through menstruation. Drowning. Drowning is a process where a person's airway is submerged or blocked by water, leading to the inability to breathe. Water fills the lungs, preventing oxygen supply to the body. Without immediate rescue or access to oxygen, drowning can result in brain damage, cardiac arrest, and death. Broken wrist. A broken wrist, or wrist fracture, occurs when one or more of the bones in the wrist are cracked or broken. It can result from falls, accidents, or sports injuries. Symptoms include pain, swelling, bruising, and difficulty moving the wrist. Treatment may involve immobilization with a cast or splint, and in some cases, surgery to realign and stabilize the bones. Sprained ankle. A sprained ankle is an injury to the ligaments that support the ankle joint. It usually occurs when the ankle is twisted or rolled, causing the ligaments to stretch or tear. Symptoms include pain, swelling, bruising, and difficulty walking. Treatment involves rest, ice, compression, elevation, RICE, and sometimes the use of crutches or a brace for support. Rehabilitation exercises may be recommended to regain strength and stability. Chigger bite. A chigger bite is a skin irritation caused by the larvae of chiggers tiny mites. They attach to the skin, inject enzymes, and feed on the host's tissue. The bite site usually develops intense itching, redness, and welts. Scratching can lead to infection. Use anti-itch creams, calamine lotion, or hydrocortisone to alleviate symptoms. Torn scalp. A torn scalp refers to an injury where the skin on the scalp is ripped or separated from the underlying tissues. It can occur due to accidents, trauma, or surgical procedures. Symptoms include pain, bleeding, swelling, and potentially exposed tissue. Treatment involves cleaning the wound, suturing or stapling the skin together, and possibly antibiotics to prevent infection. Regular wound care and monitoring are necessary for proper healing. Skull fracture. A skull fracture is a break or crack in one or more bones that make up the skull. It can occur due to trauma, causing symptoms like pain, bleeding, swelling, or changes in consciousness. Prompt medical attention is crucial to prevent further complications or injury to the brain. My credits are up, so we'll have to pause here. Biceps rupture. A biceps rupture refers to the tearing or complete separation of the biceps tendon from the bone, usually at the shoulder or elbow. It typically occurs due to sudden, forceful contraction or excessive strain on the muscle. Symptoms include sudden pain, weakness, and a visible bulge in the upper arm. Treatment options include rest, ice, compression, and elevation, RICE physical therapy, and in severe cases, surgical repair. A bowling ball dropped on a foot. When a bowling ball is dropped on a foot, it can cause significant injury. The impact can result in fractures, bruising, swelling, and severe pain. Immediate medical attention is necessary to assess the extent of the damage and provide appropriate treatment. X-rays may be done to check for fractures. Treatment may involve immobilization, pain management, and possibly surgery depending on the severity of the injury. Falling down the stairs. Falling down stairs is a sudden loss of balance while descending steps, resulting in a rapid and uncontrolled descent. It can lead to injuries from minor bruises to severe fractures, depending on the impact and landing position. Bee sting. A bee sting occurs when a bee stinger pierces the skin, injecting venom. It can cause localized pain, swelling, and redness. Some people may experience allergic reactions, ranging from mild itching to severe anaphylaxis. Immediate removal of the stinger and proper care can help alleviate symptoms. Gympie sting. The gympie, also known as the suicide plant, is a highly venomous plant found in Australia. Its sting is excruciatingly painful and can cause intense itching, swelling, and a burning sensation that can last for weeks. It is advised to seek medical attention if stung, as symptoms can be severe and may require treatment to alleviate the pain and discomfort. Red ant bite. A red ant bite occurs when a red ant injects venom into the skin. It results in a sharp, burning pain accompanied by redness, swelling, and itchiness. In some cases, small blisters may form. Though usually harmless, individuals with allergies may experience severe reactions. Applying ice, taking antihistamines, and using topical creams can help alleviate symptoms. Sprained knee. A sprained knee is an injury to the ligaments that support the knee joint, usually caused by sudden twisting or impact. It results in pain, swelling, difficulty moving the knee, and instability. Rest, ice, compression, and elevation, RICE, can aid in reducing swelling and pain. Immobilization with a brace or crutches may be necessary, and physical therapy can aid in recovery and strengthening. Severe cases may require medical intervention or surgery. Sunburn. Sunburn is a skin condition caused by overexposure to ultraviolet radiation from the sun. It leads to red, painful, and inflamed skin that may blister or peel. Sunburn can occur within minutes to hours of sun exposure. It is crucial to protect the skin with sunscreen, clothing, and seeking shade. To alleviate symptoms, cool compresses, aloe vera, moisturizers, and over-the-counter pain relievers can be used. Boiling water. Touching boiling water can cause severe burns and damage to the skin. Boiling water is typically around 100 C and can instantly scald the skin upon contact. The burn may result in pain, redness, blisters, and even skin peeling. Immediate action should be taken by running cool, not cold, water over the affected area for at least 10-20 minutes to minimize tissue damage. Dislocated jaw. A dislocated jaw occurs when the temporomandibular joint becomes displaced, causing the lower jaw to move out of its normal position. This can result in pain, difficulty opening or closing the mouth, jaw locking, and a misaligned bite. Immediate medical attention is necessary to relocate the jaw back into place. Until then, applying ice, avoiding excessive jaw movement, and consuming a soft diet can help manage discomfort. Tattoo. Getting a tattoo involves the use of needles to inject ink into the skin, which can cause discomfort or pain. The level of pain varies depending on factors such as the individual's pain tolerance, the location of the tattoo, and the size and complexity of the design. Pain during a tattoo can range from a mild scratching sensation to a more intense stinging or burning feeling. Artists often use numbing creams or techniques to minimize discomfort. Shot by a paintball. Getting shot by a paintball can cause temporary pain and discomfort. Paintballs are small, spherical projectiles filled with paint that are propelled at high speeds. When hit, the impact can feel like a sharp, stinging sensation on the skin. Bruising, welts, or minor skin abrasions may occur, but serious injuries are rare. Wearing proper protective gear, such as a mask and padded clothing, can help minimize the pain and reduce the risk of injury. Wisdom tooth pain. Wisdom tooth pain is a common dental issue caused by the eruption or growth of the third molars at the back of the mouth. It can result in discomfort, throbbing pain, swelling, and difficulty in opening the mouth. Pain can be caused by the tooth pushing against surrounding teeth or gums, leading to inflammation or infection. Over-the-counter pain relievers, warm saltwater rinses, and maintaining good oral hygiene can help manage symptoms. Arthritis. Arthritis is a condition characterized by inflammation and stiffness of the joints. It can cause pain, swelling, and limited mobility. Types of arthritis include osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and gout. Risk factors include age, genetic predisposition, and injury. Treatment options include medication, physical therapy, lifestyle modifications, and surgery in severe cases. Whiplash. Whiplash is a neck injury commonly caused by the rapid back and forth motion of the head, often from a car accident. It can result in neck pain, stiffness, headaches, and reduced range of motion. Whiplash can also lead to muscle spasms, fatigue, and tingling or numbness in the arms. Treatment may involve pain management, physical therapy, and self-care measures like applying ice or heat and gentle exercises. Migraine. A migraine is a severe headache characterized by throbbing pain, usually on one side of the head, often accompanied by nausea, vomiting, and sensitivity to light and sound. It can last for hours to days and can significantly impact daily activities. Concussion. Speaking of the head, a concussion is a type of traumatic brain injury caused by a blow to the head or a sudden jolt, resulting in temporary dysfunction of brain function. Symptoms may include headache, dizziness, confusion, memory problems, and sensitivity to light and noise. Recovery time varies, but rest and avoiding physical and cognitive activities are usually recommended. Asphyxiation. Asphyxiation is a condition where the body is deprived of oxygen, leading to suffocation. It can occur due to choking, strangulation, or the inhalation of toxic gases. Symptoms include difficulty breathing, loss of consciousness, and potentially fatal consequences if not treated promptly. Immediate intervention, such as clearing the airway or administering CPR, is crucial to restore oxygen supply and prevent severe damage or death. Peroxide on a wound. Peroxide, specifically hydrogen peroxide, is a common antiseptic used to clean wounds. When applied to a wound, it releases oxygen, which can help remove debris and bacteria. However, it can also damage healthy cells and delay wound healing. It's best to dilute it with water before use and only use it for initial cleaning. Afterward, switching to a milder antiseptic like saline solution and keeping the wound clean and covered is recommended for proper healing. Hair straightener burn. A hair straightener burn is a skin injury caused by direct contact with a hot hair straightening tool. The high heat can cause burns ranging from mild to severe, depending on the duration and intensity of contact. Symptoms include redness, blistering, pain, and potentially scarring. Immediate first aid involves cooling the burn with cool water, applying a sterile dressing, and seeking medical attention if necessary. Freeze burn. A freeze burn, also known as frostbite, is a skin injury caused by extreme cold temperatures. When exposed to freezing temperatures, the skin and underlying tissues can freeze, leading to damage and potential cell death. Symptoms include numbness, discoloration, blistering, and tissue necrosis. Immediate first aid involves gently rewarming the affected area, avoiding rubbing or massaging it. Seeking medical attention is crucial for proper assessment and treatment. Broken glass. Broken glass can cause injury due to its sharp edges and the force of impact. When glass breaks, it creates jagged pieces that can easily cut or puncture the skin. These cuts can range from minor superficial wounds to deep lacerations, depending on the size and velocity of the broken glass. Additionally, glass fragments can become embedded in the skin, leading to further complications and infections. Dislocated shoulder. A dislocated shoulder occurs when the upper arm bone pops out of the shoulder socket. This can result from a fall, sports injury, or trauma. It causes severe pain, swelling, and limited movement. Immediate medical attention is necessary to relocate the shoulder joint. Treatment may involve manipulation, pain management, and rehabilitation exercises. It's important to avoid further movement or attempts to relocate the shoulder on your own, as this can cause additional damage. Starvation. Starvation is a condition where the body is deprived of essential food and nutrients for an extended period. It leads to severe malnutrition, weight loss, weakness, organ dysfunction, and potentially death. The body starts utilizing stored fat and muscle for energy, resulting in wasting and physical deterioration. Long-term consequences include impaired immune function, hormonal imbalances, and organ damage. Broken stitches. Broken stitches injury refers to the situation where the sutures used to close a wound or surgical incision become disrupted or fail. This can occur due to various reasons such as excessive movement, trauma, or underlying issues like infection. When stitches break, the wound may reopen, leading to delayed healing, increased risk of infection, and potential scarring. Dislocated elbow. A dislocated elbow occurs when the bones of the forearm, radius, and ulna become displaced from the humerus bone in the upper arm. This can happen due to a fall, direct impact, or forceful twisting of the joint. Dislocation causes severe pain, swelling, and limited range of motion. Prompt medical attention is crucial to realign the bones, reduce swelling, and manage pain. Food poisoning. Food poisoning, also known as foodborne illness, is caused by consuming contaminated food or beverages. It occurs when harmful bacteria, viruses, parasites, or toxins are present in the food. Symptoms typically include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sometimes fever. Common causes include improper food handling, inadequate cooking, cross-contamination, and consuming expired or contaminated food. Treatment often involves rest, hydration, and symptomatic relief. Layer 4. Unbearable. Dog bite. A dog bite occurs when a dog's teeth puncture or tear through the skin. It can result in pain, swelling, bleeding, infection, and potential scarring. Seek medical attention, clean the wound, and report the incident to local authorities. Proper training, socialization, and responsible ownership can help prevent dog bites. Bursted membranes. When the amniotic sac surrounding a fetus breaks open before labor starts, it is known as bursted membranes or ruptured membranes. This can lead to the release of amniotic fluid. It often indicates the start of labor, but in some cases labor may need to be induced if it doesn't begin naturally within a certain time frame. It is important to contact a healthcare provider to assess the situation and ensure the well-being of both the mother and the baby. Gastric ulcer. A gastric ulcer is a sore that develops in the lining of the stomach. It is often caused by an imbalance between stomach acid and the protective lining. Symptoms may include abdominal pain, bloating, heartburn, and nausea. Factors like infection, certain medications, stress, and lifestyle choices can contribute to its development. Treatment involves medications to reduce acid production, lifestyle changes, and sometimes antibiotics if the ulcer is caused by an infection. Broken ribs. Broken ribs refer to fractures in the bones of the rib cage. They commonly occur due to trauma, such as a fall, sports injury, or car accident. Symptoms may include severe pain, difficulty breathing, tenderness, and swelling. Treatment typically involves pain management, rest, and avoiding activities that worsen pain. In severe cases, medical intervention may be necessary, such as rib stabilization or surgery. Nail removal. Nail removal, also known as nail avulsion, is a procedure where a toenail or fingernail is surgically removed. It may be performed to treat severe ingrown nails, nail infections, or traumatic injuries. The procedure involves numbing the area with local anesthesia, removing the nail using a sterile instrument, and then applying dressings or performing additional treatments as needed. Brass knuckle punch. A brass knuckle punch is a type of attack where a person wears a metal device, typically made of brass, over their knuckles to enhance the impact of their punches. It can cause severe injuries, including broken bones, lacerations, and internal damage. Brass knuckles are illegal in many jurisdictions due to their potential for harm. Engaging in such actions can lead to criminal charges and serious consequences. Beaten. Being beaten refers to experiencing physical assault or violence inflicted upon a person by another individual or group. It can result in various injuries, such as bruises, cuts, fractures, or internal damage. The psychological impact can include trauma, fear, and emotional distress. It is a serious crime, and victims should seek immediate medical attention, report the incident to the authorities, and consider reaching out to support services for physical and emotional recovery. Constipation. Constipation refers to infrequent bowel movements or difficulty passing stools. It can be caused by various factors such as a lack of fiber in the diet, dehydration, sedentary lifestyle, medications, or certain medical conditions. Symptoms include bloating, abdominal discomfort, and straining during bowel movements. Treatment options include increasing fiber intake, staying hydrated, regular exercise, and over-the-counter laxatives or stool softeners if necessary. Achilles tendon rupture. Achilles tendon rupture is a tear or complete separation of the Achilles tendon, which connects the calf muscles to the heel bone. It often occurs during activities involving sudden movements or excessive force. Symptoms include a popping sound, immediate pain, swelling, and difficulty walking or standing on the affected leg. Treatment options include non-surgical methods like immobilization with a cast or walking boot, physical therapy, and gradual return to activity. Testicular torsion. Testicular torsion is a medical emergency where the spermatic cord twists, cutting off blood flow to the testicle. It causes sudden, and severe testicular pain, swelling, and possible nausea. It mainly affects young males. Immediate medical attention is required to prevent testicular damage. Treatment involves manually untwisting the testicle or performing surgery to fixate the testicles and prevent future torsion. Touching a hot stove or iron. Touching a hot stove or iron can result in burns, which occur when the skin is exposed to excessive heat. It can cause pain, redness, blisters, and in severe cases, damage to deeper layers of the skin. Immediate first aid involves running cool water over the affected area, applying a clean, non-stick dressing, and taking over-the-counter pain relievers if necessary. Seek medical attention for severe burns, large blisters, or if the burn covers a large area. Herpes. Herpes is a viral infection caused by the herpes simplex virus. It is transmitted through direct contact with infected skin or body fluids from sex. There are two types, HSV-1, usually causing oral herpes, cold sores, and HSV-2, typically causing genital herpes. Symptoms include painful blisters, itching, and flu-like symptoms during initial outbreaks. While there is no cure, antiviral medications can help manage symptoms and reduce the frequency and severity of outbreaks. Goliath bird eater bite. The Goliath bird eater is a large species of tarantula known for its size and intimidating appearance. While it is one of the largest spiders in the world, its bite is generally not considered dangerous to humans. The venom of the Goliath bird eater is relatively mild and primarily used for subduing prey. However, a bite can still cause pain, redness, and swelling at the site. In some cases, individuals may experience an allergic reaction or secondary infection. Psoriasis. Psoriasis is a chronic autoimmune condition that affects the skin, causing red, raised patches covered with silvery scales. It is caused by an overactive immune system, which leads to the rapid growth of skin cells. Symptoms can vary in severity and may include itching, pain, and cracking of the skin. Psoriasis is not contagious and can be triggered by factors like stress, infections, or certain medications. Infection, though cut. When a cut occurs, it creates an opening in the skin that can allow bacteria or other pathogens to enter the body, leading to an infection. Symptoms may include redness, swelling, pain, warmth, and pus. It's important to clean the wound with mild soap and water, apply an antiseptic, and cover it with a sterile bandage. If signs of infection worsen or persist, medical attention may be necessary. Prompt treatment can help prevent complications and promote healing. Touching boiling oil. Touching boiling oil can cause severe burns and injuries. The high temperature of the oil can quickly penetrate the skin, leading to pain, blistering, and damage to underlying tissues. Immediate action involves removing the affected area from the heat source, cooling it with cool running water for at least 10 minutes, and seeking medical help. Do not apply ice, ointments, or home remedies. Staring at the sun for 5 minutes. Staring at the sun for 5 minutes can cause serious damage to your eyes. The intense light from the sun can overload the retina, leading to temporary or permanent vision loss. This condition is called solar retinopathy. Symptoms may include blurred vision, distorted vision, or even a blind spot in the center of your visual field. It is crucial to avoid direct sun gazing and to wear proper eye protection when viewing solar events. Drug overdose. Drug overdose occurs when a person takes an excessive amount of a drug, leading to potentially life-threatening consequences. Overdoses can be accidental or intentional. Symptoms vary depending on the drug, but may include confusion, dizziness, difficulty breathing, seizures, and unconsciousness. Prompt medical attention is crucial in overdose cases. Call emergency services immediately. Water intoxication. Water intoxication, also known as water poisoning, occurs when an individual consumes excessive amounts of water, overwhelming the body's ability to eliminate it. This can disrupt the body's electrolyte balance and dilute essential minerals in the blood. Symptoms may include nausea, vomiting, headache, confusion, seizures, and in severe cases, coma or death. Lung collapse. Lung collapse, also called pneumothorax, occurs when air leaks into the space between the lung and chest wall, causing the lung to partially or completely collapse. This can be caused by trauma, lung disease, or spontaneous rupture of air-filled sacs in the lung. Symptoms include sudden sharp chest pain, difficulty breathing, rapid heart rate, and decreased oxygen levels. Treatment involves removing the trapped air, often through a chest tube, to allow the lung to re-expand. Seizure. A seizure is a sudden, abnormal electrical activity in the brain that causes temporary changes in behavior, movements, or sensations. It can be caused by various factors, including epilepsy, head injury, fever, or drug withdrawal. Symptoms vary, but may include loss of consciousness, convulsions, muscle spasms, confusion, and staring spells. Seizures can last from a few seconds to several minutes. Asian giant hornet sting. An Asian giant hornet sting can be extremely painful and potentially dangerous. These hornets are larger than typical hornets and deliver a potent venom. The sting can cause severe pain, swelling, and redness at the site. In some cases, allergic reactions, difficulty breathing, and even death can occur. Immediate medical attention is necessary if stung, and antihistamines or epinephrine may be administered to. Irukandji sting. The Irukandji sting is caused by a small box jellyfish found in Australian waters. It releases venom that can lead to a condition called Irukandji syndrome. Symptoms may include severe pain, nausea, vomiting, headache, sweating, anxiety, and even cardiac problems. Immediate medical attention is crucial. Treatment involves pain relief, monitoring, and sometimes administration of antivenom. Fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a chronic disorder characterized by widespread pain, fatigue, sleep disturbances, and cognitive difficulties. It is a complex condition with no known cause, but it is believed to involve abnormal pain processing in the central nervous system. Other symptoms may include headaches, joint stiffness, depression, and anxiety. Diagnosis is based on symptom assessment and ruling out other conditions. Spinal fracture. A spinal fracture refers to a break or crack in one or more of the vertebrae, the small bones that make up the spine. It can be caused by trauma, such as a car accident or fall, or by conditions like osteoporosis. Symptoms may include severe back pain, difficulty moving or walking, numbness or tingling, and loss of bladder or bowel control. Diagnosis involves imaging tests like X-rays or MRI scans. Broken tailbone. A broken tailbone, or coccyx fracture, occurs when the small bone at the bottom of the spine is damaged. It can result from trauma, such as a fall or childbirth. Symptoms include pain and tenderness in the tailbone area, difficulty sitting or moving, and bruising. Diagnosis is usually made through physical examination and imaging tests. Treatment involves pain management, using cushions or pillows for sitting, and avoiding activities that worsen pain. Rubber bullet to the head. A rubber bullet is a non-lethal projectile used by law enforcement for crowd control. It is typically made of rubber or foam and fired from a specialized firearm. However, if a rubber bullet strikes someone in the head, it can cause serious injury or even death. The impact can lead to skull fractures, brain trauma, and other severe head injuries. 50 lashes. The punishment of 50 lashes in prisons refers to a form of corporal punishment where an individual is subjected to being struck with a whip or similar implement on their back or other parts of their body. It is often used as a disciplinary measure or as a penalty for certain offenses. The lashes can cause intense pain, physical injury, and long-lasting psychological trauma. All right, that was the first 4 layers of the pain chart. I hope you all are learning some facts about pain and how to treat it, but now we're getting deeper. Layer 5, bloody. Electrocution. Electrocution refers to the act of being fatally injured or killed by an electric shock. It occurs when a person comes into contact with a source of electricity, such as a live wire or faulty electrical equipment. The electrical current can disrupt the normal functioning of the body, leading to severe burns, cardiac arrest, organ damage, and ultimately death. Electrocution accidents can happen in various settings, including homes, workplaces, and outdoor environments. Stung by a stingray. Being stung by a stingray occurs when a person comes into contact with the sharp barb on the ray's tail. The barb carries a venom that causes intense pain, swelling, and potential complications. The injury can occur while swimming or wading in shallow coastal waters. Immediate first aid, such as applying hot water to the wound, is crucial to alleviate pain and prevent infection. Chopped off arm. Having an arm chopped off refers to the traumatic and severe amputation of one's arm, typically as a result of a serious accident or intentional harm. It involves the complete separation of the arm from the body, resulting in immediate and significant physical and psychological consequences. This type of injury requires immediate medical attention to control bleeding, preserve the severed limb if possible, and provide emergency care. Stabbed. Being stabbed refers to the act of forcefully piercing the body with a sharp object, such as a knife or a similar weapon. It is a violent and potentially life-threatening assault that causes deep wounds and internal damage. Immediate medical attention is crucial to control bleeding, prevent infection, and assess the extent of the injury. Treatment may involve cleaning and suturing the wound, administering antibiotics, and potentially surgery to repair damaged tissues or organs. Penile fracture. Penile fracture refers to the rupture or tearing of the tunica albuginea, a layer of tissue surrounding the penis. It typically occurs during vigorous sexual activity or trauma to the erect penis. Symptoms include a cracking sound, immediate pain, swelling, bruising, and difficulty in urination. Immediate medical attention is crucial to prevent complications and restore normal function. Infarction. Infarction refers to the death or tissue damage caused by an obstruction in the blood supply to a particular area of the body. It typically occurs when a blood vessel supplying oxygen and nutrients to an organ or tissue becomes blocked, leading to a lack of blood flow and subsequent cell death. Common examples include myocardial infarction, heart attack, and cerebral infarction. Stroke. Risk factors include atherosclerosis, blood clots, or emboli. Angina. Angina is a type of chest pain or discomfort that occurs when the heart muscle doesn't receive enough oxygen-rich blood. It is typically a symptom of underlying coronary artery disease, which causes narrowed or blocked arteries. Angina is often triggered by physical exertion or emotional stress and is characterized by a squeezing or pressure-like sensation in the chest. Other symptoms may include pain radiating to the arms, neck, jaw, or back, shortness of breath, and sweating. Swallowing glass. Swallowing glass refers to the act of ingesting pieces or fragments of glass, which can be extremely dangerous and potentially life-threatening. It can cause severe internal injuries, including cuts, tears, and perforations of the digestive tract, leading to internal bleeding, infection, and organ damage. Symptoms may include pain, difficulty swallowing, vomiting blood, abdominal pain, and signs of internal bleeding. Rectal prolapse. Rectal prolapse occurs when the rectum protrudes or falls out of the anus. It can be caused by weakened pelvic floor muscles, chronic constipation, childbirth, or other factors. Symptoms include a bulge or mass protruding from the anus, difficulty in bowel movements, pain, and bleeding. Treatment options range from lifestyle changes and medication for mild cases to surgical repair for more severe cases. Bullet ant sting. The bullet ant sting is considered one of the most painful insect stings. It feels like being shot, hence the name. The pain can last up to 24 hours and is often described as intense, burning, and throbbing. It is caused by the ant's potent venom, which contains a neurotoxin that affects the nervous system. Trapped in a barbed wire. Being trapped in barbed wire is a distressing and potentially dangerous situation. The sharp, pointed barbs can cause deep cuts and puncture wounds, leading to severe pain, bleeding, and potential infection. The wire's entanglement can restrict movement, making it difficult to escape. Immediate medical attention is necessary to safely remove the wire and treat any injuries incurred. Broken chest. A broken chest refers to a severe injury or fracture of the chest wall, which can involve the ribs, sternum, or both. This condition is typically caused by traumatic events such as accidents or falls. Symptoms may include intense pain, difficulty breathing, chest deformity, and bruising. Broken chest can lead to serious complications like punctured lungs or damage to internal organs. Tetanus. Tetanus, also known as lockjaw, is a serious bacterial infection caused by the Clostridium tetani bacteria. It enters the body through wounds or cuts and releases a toxin that affects the nervous system. Symptoms include muscle stiffness and spasms, especially in the jaw and neck, difficulty swallowing, fever, and sweating. Tetanus can be life-threatening, as the muscle stiffness can lead to breathing difficulties. Hit by a car. Being hit by a car is a traumatic event that can result in severe injuries. The impact can cause broken bones, internal injuries, head trauma, and lacerations. Immediate medical attention is crucial, even if there are no visible injuries, as internal damage may be present. Rehabilitation and physical therapy may be necessary for recovery. It is important to report the incident to the authorities and seek legal assistance if applicable. Stoning. Stoning is a brutal form of punishment where a person is pelted with stones until death occurs. It is often carried out as a form of execution or as a penalty for perceived crimes, typically in countries that follow strict interpretations of religious laws. This practice is widely condemned for its inhumane nature and violation of human rights. Stoning can cause extreme physical pain, injury, and suffering. Sciatica. Sciatica, also known as sciatic nerve pain, is a condition characterized by pain that radiates along the path of the sciatic nerve, typically from the lower back down to the buttocks and legs. It is usually caused by a herniated disc, bone spur, or narrowing of the spinal canal, which compresses or irritates the sciatic nerve. Symptoms include sharp, shooting pain, numbness, tingling, and weakness in the affected leg. Stroke. A stroke occurs when the blood supply to the brain is interrupted or reduced, leading to damage or death of brain cells. It can be caused by a blood clot, ischemic stroke, or bleeding in the brain. Hemorrhagic stroke. Symptoms include sudden weakness or numbness on one side of the body, difficulty speaking or understanding speech, severe headache, dizziness, and loss of balance. Prompt medical attention is crucial to minimize brain damage and potential disabilities. Layer 6. Excruciating. Freezing to death. Freezing to death, also known as hypothermia, occurs when the body loses heat faster than it can generate it, leading to a dangerously low body temperature. Symptoms progress from shivering, confusion, and loss of coordination to slowed heart rate, shallow breathing, and unconsciousness. Prolonged exposure to cold temperatures, wet clothing, and inadequate shelter increase the risk. Chinese water torture. Chinese water torture is a form of psychological torture involving the continuous dripping of water onto a person's forehead. The repetitive and monotonous nature of the drops can cause extreme discomfort, anxiety, and mental distress over time. The anticipation and lack of control over the situation can lead to psychological trauma. This method does not cause physical harm, but is intended to break a person's resilience and sanity. Branded with iron. Branding with iron, also known as branding or hot iron branding, is a painful practice in which a heated metal object is pressed onto the skin to create a permanent mark or scar. Historically, it has been used for various purposes, including punishment, identification, or ownership. The intense heat causes tissue damage, leading to a visible and lasting mark. Asthma attack. An asthma attack is a sudden and severe worsening of asthma symptoms caused by the narrowing and inflammation of the airways. It can be triggered by allergens, irritants, exercise, or respiratory infections. Symptoms include wheezing, coughing, chest tightness, and difficulty breathing. During an attack, the airways become constricted, making it difficult for air to pass in and out of the lungs. Always carry your inhaler with you. Appendicitis. Appendicitis is the inflammation of the appendix, a small organ located in the lower right abdomen. It is typically caused by a blockage in the appendix, leading to bacterial infection and swelling. Symptoms include sudden and severe pain in the abdomen, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, and fever. If left untreated, the appendix can rupture, causing a potentially life-threatening infection. Prompt medical attention is crucial. Broken neck. A broken neck refers to a fracture or injury to the cervical vertebrae in the neck region. It can occur due to traumatic events like car accidents, falls, or sports injuries. A broken neck can lead to serious complications, including paralysis, loss of sensation, difficulty breathing, and even death. Symptoms may include severe neck pain, limited mobility, numbness, tingling, or weakness in the limbs. Cigarette butt in eye. Inserting a cigarette into the eye is extremely dangerous and can cause severe damage to the eye, leading to vision loss, eye infections, corneal abrasions, and even permanent blindness. It is important to never insert foreign objects into the eye, as it can result in serious injury and long-term consequences. If you or someone you know has experienced an eye injury, seek immediate medical attention from an eye care professional. Mace to the face. Mace is a chemical spray commonly used for self-defense. When sprayed in the face, mace causes intense burning, stinging, and temporary blindness, making it difficult for the target to see or breathe. It can also lead to eye irritation, skin redness, and respiratory distress. The effects are usually temporary, but can be extremely painful and disorienting. It is important to use mace responsibly and only in situations where self-defense is necessary. Hand in sulfuric acid. Putting your hand in sulfuric acid would cause severe chemical burns, tissue damage, and potentially permanent injury. Sulfuric acid is highly corrosive and can dissolve skin, muscle, and bone upon contact, leading to extreme pain, scarring, and loss of function. Immediate medical attention is crucial in case of exposure to sulfuric acid to minimize damage and prevent further complications. Pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer is a deadly disease that starts in the cells of the pancreas. Symptoms may not appear until later stages, making it difficult to detect early. Risk factors include smoking, obesity, family history, and certain genetic conditions. Treatment options may include surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation therapy. Prognosis is often poor due to late diagnosis and aggressive nature of the cancer. Early detection and prompt treatment are crucial for better outcomes. Fireworks to the face. Getting fireworks to the face can result in severe injuries such as burns, eye damage, facial fractures, and even loss of vision or hearing. The explosive force can cause disfigurement and permanent scarring. Always follow safety guidelines, wear protective gear, and maintain a safe distance when handling fireworks to prevent accidents and injuries. In case of a fireworks-related injury to the face, seek immediate medical attention for proper treatment and care. Wrist slit. Self-inflicted wrist slitting is a harmful and dangerous act, often associated with suicide attempts. It involves cutting the wrists with a sharp object, leading to severe bleeding and potential fatal consequences. It is a cry for help and a sign of deep emotional distress. If you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of self-harm, seek immediate help from a mental health professional, hotline, or emergency services. Shot in the chest. Being shot in the chest is a life-threatening situation where a bullet pierces through the chest, causing damage to organs like the heart and lungs. This can result in severe bleeding, breathing difficulties, and immediate medical attention is crucial to prevent fatal outcomes. Coffin torture. Coffin torture was a method of medieval torture where victims were placed in a confined, often coffin-shaped space, causing extreme discomfort, pain, and psychological distress. The confined space, lack of movement, and limited air supply could lead to physical and mental torture. This cruel practice was used to punish, intimidate, or extract confessions from individuals. It is a gruesome reminder of the brutality and inhumanity of past eras. Irritable bowel syndrome. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, is a common digestive disorder characterized by abdominal pain, bloating, diarrhea, and constipation. It is a chronic condition that can be triggered by stress, diet, and other factors. While not life-threatening, IBS can significantly impact quality of life. Management includes dietary changes, stress reduction, and medication to alleviate symptoms. It is important to consult a healthcare provider for proper diagnosis and treatment. Cluster headache. Cluster headaches are excruciatingly painful headaches that occur in clusters or patterns, often around the same time each day for weeks to months. They cause severe, stabbing pain on one side of the head, typically around the eye or temple. Other symptoms may include eye redness, tearing, and nasal congestion. Treatment options include medication, oxygen therapy, and nerve stimulation techniques. Gout. Gout is a form of arthritis characterized by sudden and severe pain, swelling, and redness in joints, typically in the big toe. It is caused by the buildup of uric acid crystals in the joints, leading to inflammation and intense discomfort. Gout attacks can be triggered by certain foods, alcohol, and underlying health conditions. Treatment includes medications to reduce pain and inflammation, lifestyle changes, and dietary modifications to manage uric acid levels. Layer 7. Torture. Kidney stones. Kidney stones are hard deposits of minerals and salts that form in the kidneys and can cause severe pain when they pass through the urinary tract. Symptoms include sharp pain in the back or side, nausea, and blood in urine. Risk factors include dehydration, diet high in certain substances, and family history. Treatment options include pain relief, increased fluid intake, medications, and sometimes procedures to break up or remove the stones. Kicked in the balls. Experiencing a blow or impact to the testicles, commonly referred to as being kicked in the balls, can cause intense pain, nausea, and even temporary paralysis due to the high concentration of nerves in the area. It can lead to swelling, bruising, and discomfort. Immediate first aid includes rest, ice packs, and pain relief medication. Severe cases may require medical attention. Hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids are swollen blood vessels in the rectum or anus that can cause discomfort, itching, pain, and bleeding, especially during bowel movements. Risk factors include straining during bowel movements, obesity, and pregnancy. Treatment options include over-the-counter creams, lifestyle changes, and in severe cases, procedures like rubber band ligation or surgery. It is important to seek medical advice for proper diagnosis and management. Execution in bag. Poina culli under Roman law was a type of death penalty imposed on a subject who had been found guilty of patricide. The punishment consisted of being sewn up in a leather sack with an assortment of live animals, including a dog, snake, monkey, and a chicken or rooster, and then being thrown into water. Herniated disc. A herniated disc occurs when the soft cushion between the vertebrae in the spine ruptures, causing the inner gel-like material to protrude outward. This can result in pain, numbness, or weakness in the affected area due to pressure on nearby nerves. Treatment may include rest, physical therapy, medication, or in severe cases, surgery. Boomslang bite. A boomslang snake bite can be highly dangerous due to the potent venom it injects. Symptoms may initially be mild, but can progress to severe bleeding disorders, organ damage, and even death. Immediate medical attention is crucial, and treatment may involve antivenom therapy and supportive care to manage symptoms and prevent complications. Swallowing knives. Just like swallowing glass, swallowing knives, also known as sword swallowing, is a performance art where a performer carefully inserts a solid metal blade into their mouth and down their throat without causing injury. Skilled practitioners train extensively to control their gag reflex and position the blade safely. This dangerous act should only be performed by trained professionals to avoid serious injury or death. Saltwater crocodile. Being bitten by a saltwater crocodile can be extremely dangerous and often fatal due to their powerful jaws and sharp teeth. The bite can cause severe injuries, including deep lacerations, broken bones, and tissue damage. Immediate medical attention is essential to treat the wound, prevent infection, and manage potential complications. It is crucial to exercise caution and avoid encounters with saltwater crocodiles to prevent such incidents. Drinking bleach. Drinking bleach is extremely dangerous and can be fatal. Bleach is a toxic chemical that can cause severe burns to the mouth, throat, and stomach lining. Ingesting bleach can lead to nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, difficulty breathing, and even death. Immediate medical attention is critical in case of bleach ingestion to prevent serious harm and receive appropriate treatment. Trigeminal neuralgia. Trigeminal neuralgia is a chronic pain condition affecting the trigeminal nerve, causing sudden, severe facial pain. The pain is often triggered by simple activities like eating or talking. It can be excruciating and debilitating, impacting daily life. Treatment may include medications, injections, or surgery to manage symptoms and improve quality of life. Early diagnosis and proper management are crucial in alleviating the intense pain associated with trigeminal neuralgia. Solder in the eye. Getting solder in the eye can cause serious injury and damage. Solder is a metal alloy with a low melting point that is used in electronics and plumbing work. If solder comes in contact with the eye, it can cause burns, irritation, and potentially lead to vision loss. Immediate medical attention is necessary to assess the extent of the injury, remove the solder safely, and prevent further damage to the eye. Gallstones. Just like kidney stones, gallstones are small, hard deposits that form in the gallbladder. They can be composed of cholesterol or bilirubin. Symptoms include severe abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting. Treatment options range from medications to surgery, depending on the size and severity of the gallstones. Dietary changes can help prevent their formation. Tonsillitis. Tonsillitis is the inflammation of the tonsils caused by viral or bacterial infections. Symptoms include sore throat, difficulty swallowing, fever, and swollen lymph nodes. Treatment may involve rest, fluids, pain relievers, and antibiotics in bacterial cases. Severe or recurrent tonsillitis may require surgical removal of the tonsils. Broken collarbone. A broken collarbone, or clavicle fracture, is a common injury usually caused by a fall onto the shoulder or a direct blow. Symptoms include pain, swelling, and limited shoulder movement. Treatment varies based on the severity, ranging from arm support and pain management to surgery with plates or pins. Proper healing and rehabilitation are crucial for full recovery and shoulder function. Layer 8. Hell. Childbirth. Childbirth, also known as labor, is the process of delivering a baby from the mother's uterus through the vagina. It involves stages of contractions, dilation of the cervix, and pushing to expel the baby. It can be a natural or medically assisted process. Childbirth is a profound and transformative experience for the mother and family, culminating in the arrival of a new life. Radiation burn. A radiation burn is a skin injury caused by exposure to high levels of radiation. It can result from cancer treatment, nuclear accidents, or industrial mishaps. Symptoms include redness, blistering, and peeling of the skin. Treatment involves managing pain, preventing infection, and promoting healing. Early medical intervention is crucial to minimize damage and complications. Femur fracture. A femur fracture is a break in the thigh bone, often caused by trauma-like falls or car accidents. Symptoms include severe pain, swelling, and inability to bear weight. Treatment involves realigning the bone through surgery or traction, followed by immobilization with a cast or brace. Physical therapy is crucial for recovery and restoration of function. Complications may arise, so prompt medical attention is essential for proper management. Stepping on a landmine. Stepping on a landmine is a catastrophic event where a person triggers an explosive device buried in the ground. It causes severe injuries, including loss of limbs, internal damage, and potentially death. Immediate medical attention is critical to save lives and prevent complications. Survivors may face long-term physical and psychological challenges, requiring extensive rehabilitation and support. Peritonitis. Peritonitis is inflammation of the peritoneum, the membrane lining the abdominal cavity. It is often caused by a bacterial infection due to appendicitis, a gastric ulcer, or abdominal trauma. Symptoms include severe abdominal pain, fever, nausea, and vomiting. Treatment involves antibiotics, surgery to repair the underlying cause, and supportive care to prevent complications like sepsis. Early diagnosis and prompt treatment are essential for a successful recovery. Peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy is a condition that results from damage to the peripheral nerves, causing symptoms such as numbness, tingling, weakness, and pain in the extremities. It can be caused by diabetes, infections, autoimmune disorders, or exposure to toxins. Treatment focuses on managing symptoms, addressing the underlying cause, and promoting nerve regeneration through medications, physical therapy, and lifestyle changes. Heat stroke. Heat stroke is a serious condition caused by the body overheating, usually due to prolonged exposure to high temperatures. Symptoms include high body temperature, confusion, rapid pulse, and hot, dry skin. Immediate treatment is crucial and involves cooling the body rapidly, such as through cold packs and fluids, in a medical setting. Untreated heat stroke can lead to organ damage and even death. Trench foot. Trench foot is a painful condition caused by prolonged exposure to damp and cold conditions, commonly seen in soldiers during wartime. Symptoms include numbness, tingling, swelling, and blisters on the feet. Treatment involves warming the affected area, drying the feet thoroughly, and avoiding further exposure. Proper foot care, changing wet socks, and keeping feet dry are essential for prevention. Lionfish sting. A lionfish sting occurs when the venomous spines of a lionfish puncture the skin. Symptoms include immediate pain, swelling, redness, and possibly nausea or vomiting. Treatment involves soaking the affected area in hot water to help relieve pain and break down the venom. Seek medical attention if symptoms worsen or if there is an allergic reaction. It is important to avoid touching the spines and to be cautious around these fish to prevent stings. Leprosy. Leprosy, also known as Hansen's disease, is a chronic infectious disease caused by the bacteria Mycobacterium leprae. It primarily affects the skin and peripheral nerves, leading to skin lesions, nerve damage, and deformities if left untreated. Leprosy is transmitted through respiratory droplets, but is not highly contagious. Early diagnosis and treatment with multidrug therapy can cure leprosy and prevent disabilities. Executioner wasp sting. The executioner wasp, found in South and Central America, delivers one of the most painful insect stings. Its venom contains a potent neurotoxin that causes intense pain, swelling, and redness at the sting site. Victims may experience symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and muscle spasms. The pain from executioner wasp sting can last for hours or even days. All right, we are getting deeper. Layer 9, Dead Zone. Iron Maiden. The Iron Maiden was a medieval instrument of torture consisting of a coffin-like structure with spikes on the inside. The victim would be placed inside and the doors closed, causing the spikes to impale them. Despite its infamous reputation, historical evidence suggests that the Iron Maiden may have been more of a myth or exaggeration, as there is limited documentation of its actual use for torture. Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a contagious bacterial infection that primarily affects the lungs, but can also affect other parts of the body. Symptoms include persistent cough, chest pain, weight loss, fever, and fatigue. TB spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Treatment involves a long course of antibiotics. Without proper treatment, TB can be fatal. Prevention includes vaccination and avoiding close contact with infected individuals. Squeezed by a boa. Being squeezed by a boa constrictor can be dangerous due to their powerful muscles. The boa wraps around its prey to suffocate and immobilize it. This constriction can lead to difficulty breathing, broken bones, and internal injuries. If a person is squeezed by a boa, immediate medical attention is crucial to assess and treat any injuries, including potential organ damage or circulation issues. It is important to handle these snakes with caution and respect their strength. Guillotine. The guillotine is a device used for carrying out executions by beheading. It consists of a tall wooden frame with a blade suspended at the top. The condemned person's head is placed on a platform, and the blade is released, swiftly decapitating them. The guillotine was used during the French Revolution and in other countries for capital punishment. It was designed to be a more humane and efficient method of execution compared to other forms at the time. Spanish donkey. The Spanish donkey, also known as the wooden horse, is a form of torture device used during the medieval period. It consists of a sharp-edged triangular wooden plank placed horizontally on top of a tall wooden frame. The victim is then made to straddle the plank with their full body weight, causing extreme pain and discomfort. This method was used to punish and extract confessions from prisoners. Malaria. Malaria is a life-threatening disease caused by parasites transmitted through the bites of infected mosquitoes. Symptoms include fever, chills, headache, and body aches. Severe cases can lead to organ failure and death if not treated promptly. Prevention involves mosquito control measures and anti-malarial medications. Treatment typically includes anti-malarial drugs. Malaria is a major global health concern, particularly in tropical and subtropical regions. Eating uranium. Eating uranium can be extremely dangerous and toxic to the human body. Uranium is a radioactive heavy metal that can cause severe health effects, including radiation sickness, kidney damage, and increased risk of cancer. Ingesting uranium can lead to internal radiation exposure and long-term health complications. It is important to avoid any contact or ingestion of uranium to prevent serious health risks. Crucifixion. Crucifixion is a form of execution where the victim is nailed or tied to a wooden cross and left to die. It was a common method of capital punishment in ancient times, particularly in the Roman Empire. Crucifixion was a brutal and agonizing process, causing immense pain, dehydration, and eventual death by asphyxiation or shock. It was used to deter dissent and rebellion, as well as to humiliate and punish individuals deemed as criminals or enemies of the state. Touching cesium. Touching cesium can be hazardous as it is a highly reactive metal. Contact with skin can lead to burns and irritation. Cesium reacts violently with water, producing flammable hydrogen gas. Ingestion or inhalation of cesium can cause serious health effects, including damage to the lungs, liver, and kidneys. It is important to handle cesium with caution and follow proper safety protocols to avoid accidents and exposure. The gas chamber. The gas chamber is a method of execution where a person is sealed in a chamber and exposed to lethal gas, typically hydrogen cyanide or other toxic chemicals. The gas is released, causing the individual to suffocate and die from poisoning. Gas chambers were used as a form of capital punishment in some countries and during historical events such as the Holocaust. The electric chair. The electric chair is a method of execution where a person is strapped into a chair and electrocuted with a high-voltage electrical current. The electricity is sent through the individual's body, causing cardiac arrest and ultimately death. The electric chair has been used as a form of capital punishment in some countries and states. It is considered controversial due to concerns about its effectiveness and potential for causing pain and suffering. Lightning strike. Speaking of electricity, a lightning strike occurs when a sudden discharge of electricity happens between a cloud and the ground or between two clouds. The electrical current heats the air rapidly, creating a visible flash of light and thunder. Lightning can reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun and can cause fires, injuries, and fatalities. It is essential to seek shelter during a thunderstorm to avoid the dangers of being struck by lightning. Eating fly agaric. Eating fly agaric, a type of mushroom containing psychoactive compounds like muscimol, can cause hallucinations, delirium, and other mind-altering effects. However, it is toxic and can lead to nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and even death. Consumption is not recommended due to its unpredictable and dangerous nature. It is important to avoid ingesting wild mushrooms unless identified as safe by an expert. Complex regional pain syndrome. Complex regional pain syndrome is a chronic pain condition characterized by severe and prolonged pain, swelling, changes in skin color and temperature, and sensitivity in the affected area. It can be triggered by an injury or trauma and may affect mobility and quality of life. Bronze bull. The bronze bull, also known as the brazen bull, was an ancient execution device designed in the shape of a bull. A person would be locked inside, and a fire would be lit underneath, heating the metal until the person inside was roasted to death. The bull's design included tubes to amplify the victim's screams, making it a cruel and terrifying form of punishment. It was used in ancient Greece as a method of torture and execution. Drinking peach 1 acid. Drinking peach 1 acid, which is an extremely strong acid, would have severe and potentially fatal consequences. It can cause immediate and severe burns to the mouth, throat, esophagus, and stomach upon contact, leading to tissue damage, internal bleeding, and organ failure. Ingesting peach 1 acid is highly toxic and should never be consumed as it poses a grave risk to health and life. Immediate medical attention is crucial in case of accidental ingestion. Bathing in nitric acid. Bathing in nitric acid is extremely dangerous and can result in severe chemical burns, tissue damage, and potentially life-threatening injuries. Nitric acid is a strong corrosive substance that can rapidly dissolve skin and tissues upon contact, causing intense pain and long-term health consequences. It is crucial to avoid any contact with nitric acid and seek immediate medical help if exposure occurs. Ricin poisoning. Ricin poisoning occurs when ricin, a highly toxic protein derived from castor beans, enters the body through ingestion, inhalation, or injection. It can lead to severe symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, organ failure, and ultimately death. There is no specific antidote for ricin poisoning, and treatment focuses on supportive care to manage symptoms and prevent further complications. Immediate medical attention is critical in cases of ricin exposure. Jumping from a skyscraper. Jumping off a skyscraper is a fatal act that results in immediate death upon impact with the ground. The fall from such a height leads to extreme acceleration and force, causing extensive injuries and death upon landing. It is a tragic and irreversible decision with devastating consequences for the individual and their loved ones. If feeling suicidal, it is crucial to seek help and support from mental health professionals or helplines. Layer 10. Void. Trampled by horses. Being trampled by horses refers to a situation where someone is severely injured or killed by being crushed under the hooves of galloping horses. This can happen during events like stampedes or accidents, and the injuries can be catastrophic due to the sheer force and weight of the animals. Heretic's fork. A heretic's fork is a cruel instrument of torture used during the Middle Ages. Consisting of two sharp metal prongs, one set under the chin and the other into the sternum, it prevented the victim from sleeping by causing extreme discomfort and fatigue. Acid in the face. Acid attacks involve throwing corrosive substances, like sulfuric acid, at someone's face or body with the intent to disfigure, maim, or kill. These horrific attacks cause severe physical and psychological trauma, leading to permanent scarring, blindness, and in some cases, death. Victims often endure excruciating pain, long-term medical treatment, and struggle with emotional and social challenges. Bamboo torture. Bamboo torture is a gruesome method where a victim is tied or restrained over young bamboo shoots. As the bamboo grows rapidly, it pierces through the body, causing excruciating pain, severe injuries, and often death. This form of torture, historically practiced in some Asian cultures, is a cruel and inhumane way to inflict suffering on individuals as the bamboo's sharp edges penetrate the flesh, leading to prolonged agony and, in many cases, a slow and agonizing death. Scaphism. Scaphism, also known as the boats, is an ancient Persian method of execution and torture. The victim is placed inside a hollowed-out tree trunk or two boats with their limbs and head protruding. They are then force-fed milk and honey, causing severe diarrhea. The victim is covered in honey to attract insects, leading to festering wounds and eventual death from a combination of dehydration, starvation, and septic shock. Rat torture. Rat torture involves placing a rat on a restrained person's body and then heating the container to make the rat seek escape by burrowing through the person's flesh. This method inflicts excruciating pain and psychological torment on the victim as the rodent claws and bites its way out, causing severe injuries and potential death. It is a cruel and inhumane form of torture designed to induce fear and agony in the victim. Torn ACL. An ACL anterior cruciate ligament tear is a common knee injury often caused by sudden stops, changes in direction, or direct impact. It results in a pop sensation, swelling, instability, and pain. The ACL is a crucial ligament that stabilizes the knee joint, and a tear can lead to difficulty walking, instability, and limited range of motion. Treatment may involve rest, physical therapy, or surgery to repair or reconstruct the ligament. Candiru. The candiru, a parasitic fish, can harm humans by entering through body orifices like the urethra. Once inside, it deploys sharp spines to anchor itself, causing excruciating pain, inflammation, and potential infections. Removal involves medical procedures and can lead to complications. This invasive and painful ordeal highlights the dangers of encounters with the candiru. Layer 11. Horrible hell. Mauled by a bear. Being mauled by a bear can result in severe injuries and even death. The powerful jaws and claws of a bear can cause deep lacerations, broken bones, and extensive tissue damage. Survivors may experience physical and emotional trauma, requiring immediate medical attention and long-term rehabilitation. Bear attacks are rare, but can be deadly, emphasizing the importance of bear safety and awareness in bear-inhabited areas. Hit by a train. Being hit by a train is incredibly dangerous and often fatal. The impact can result in severe injuries such as broken bones, traumatic amputations, internal organ damage, and head injuries. Survivors may face long-term physical and emotional challenges, requiring extensive medical treatment and rehabilitation. It is crucial to follow safety guidelines and never underestimate the speed and power of trains to avoid such catastrophic accidents. French wheel. The French wheel, also known as the Catherine wheel, was a medieval torture device used for executions. The victim's limbs were tied to the spokes of a large wooden wheel, which was then set upright and slowly revolved. As the wheel turned, the executioner would strike the victim's limbs with a heavy iron hammer or an iron bar, breaking bones and causing excruciating pain. Blood eagle. Oh boy, this one hits hard. The blood eagle was a method of execution and torture practiced by the Vikings. The victim would be restrained, and their back would be cut open along the spine. The ribs would be pulled outward to resemble wings, creating a gruesome spectacle. This brutal ritual was meant to symbolize a sacrificial eagle and was believed to send the victim's soul to Valhalla. Degloving. This one hits really hard. Degloving is a severe injury where the skin is completely torn away from the underlying tissue, often exposing muscles, bones, or tendons. It can occur due to accidents, such as industrial mishaps or car crashes where a part of the body gets caught and forcefully separated from the skin. Degloving injuries are serious and can lead to significant bleeding, infection, and long-term complications. Piano crush. If a piano were to fall on someone's head, it would likely cause severe and life-threatening injuries due to its weight and impact force. The individual could suffer from skull fractures, brain trauma, spinal injuries, and internal bleeding. Immediate medical attention would be essential to assess and treat the extent of the injuries, including emergency surgery and intensive care to stabilize the person's condition. Elephant crush. Being crushed by an elephant would result in catastrophic injuries, including broken bones, internal bleeding, and organ damage. The immense weight and force of the elephant could lead to immediate death or severe trauma requiring urgent medical attention. Crush injuries from such an incident would be life-threatening and could result in paralysis, amputation, or other long-term disabilities. AIDS. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome is a chronic, potentially life-threatening condition caused by the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV. IV weakens the immune system, making the body vulnerable to infections and certain cancers. Without treatment, HIV can progress to AIDS, leading to severe immune system damage. Early detection, antiretroviral therapy, and safe practices can help manage HIV and prevent the progression to AIDS. Drill to eyeball. Drilling into the eyeball is an extremely dangerous and gruesome act that would result in irreparable damage to the eye and surrounding structures. The procedure would cause severe pain, vision loss, and potential infection. It could lead to permanent blindness, nerve damage, and even life-threatening complications if not treated immediately. This act is highly dangerous, unethical, and should never be attempted under any circumstances. Amputation without anesthesia. Amputation without anesthesia involves surgically removing a body part without pain relief. It would be excruciatingly painful, traumatic, and inhumane. The individual would experience intense agony, shock, and potential complications such as infection and excessive bleeding. The lack of anesthesia would lead to severe psychological distress and long-lasting trauma. We did this before anesthesia. Radiation sickness. Radiation sickness, also known as acute radiation syndrome, occurs when a person is exposed to high levels of ionizing radiation. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, weakness, hair loss, and skin burns. In severe cases, it can lead to organ failure and death. Treatment focuses on managing symptoms and supporting the body's recovery. Preventing exposure through safety measures and protective gear is crucial in avoiding radiation sickness. Burned alive. Being burned alive is a horrific and agonizing experience where a person is engulfed in flames, causing intense pain, tissue damage, and potential organ failure. The extreme heat leads to skin blistering, charring, and inhalation of toxic fumes, resulting in suffocation. The psychological trauma and physical suffering are unimaginable. Fire safety measures, prevention strategies, and swift emergency response are critical in avoiding such a devastating fate. Internals in pool drain. The internals in pool drain scene is a graphic depiction in the horror movie Final Destination. It shows a character getting sucked into a pool drain due to a malfunction. The intense suction causes the person's internal organs to be violently pulled out, resulting in a gruesome and gory death. The scene serves as a shocking and memorable moment in the film, highlighting the dangers of pool drains and the potential risks associated with faulty equipment. Being in a tsunami. Being hit by a tsunami is a devastating and life-threatening experience. The immense force of the rushing water can cause destruction on a massive scale, sweeping away everything in its path. Individuals caught in a tsunami face drowning, blunt force trauma, and being struck by debris. The sheer power and speed of the waves make survival extremely challenging. Falling from a plane. Falling out of a plane is a terrifying and potentially fatal scenario. The sudden drop from high altitude leads to rapid acceleration and intense wind forces. Without a parachute, the person faces a free fall towards the ground, experiencing extreme fear, disorientation, and physical stress. The impact upon hitting the ground is catastrophic, resulting in severe injuries or death. Sucked in a plane engine. Speaking of planes, being sucked into a plane engine is a horrific and fatal event. The powerful suction of the engine pulls in everything in its path, causing severe injuries or death. The individual would experience intense force, dismemberment, and extreme trauma. Such incidents are extremely rare due to safety measures in engine design, but the consequences are catastrophic. Wood chipper. Being chopped in a wood chipper is a gruesome and deadly fate. The sharp blades shred anything that enters, resulting in severe injuries or instant death. The individual would experience excruciating pain, dismemberment, and rapid loss of blood. Safety precautions, proper training, and equipment maintenance are essential to prevent such accidents. The graphic nature of this scenario underscores the importance of following safety protocols in industrial settings. A jump into lava. Jumping into lava is a swift and fatal decision. The extreme heat instantly vaporizes the body, causing excruciating pain and immediate death. The intense temperature melts flesh and bone, leaving no chance of survival. It is a horrific and irreversible choice with no possibility of rescue. This scenario underscores the extreme danger and lethality of volcanic environments. Refreshed. Being refreshed by the Ottomans likely refers to the revitalization or rejuvenation brought about by the Ottoman Empire, a historical power known for its advancements in art, culture, and architecture. The Ottomans' influence may have provided new ideas, inspiration, or a sense of renewal, contributing to a positive and invigorating experience. Their legacy continues to impact various aspects of society, making them a source of cultural enrichment and revitalization. Sawed in two. Being sawed in two is a gruesome method of execution or torture where a person is cut vertically down the middle of their body. This brutal act can lead to excruciating pain, shock, and ultimately death from massive blood loss and organ damage. Historically, sawing in two has been used as a form of punishment or execution in various cultures and contexts, often as a public spectacle to instill fear and deterrence. Traveling at the speed of light. Traveling at the speed of light is a theoretical concept in physics. At this speed, 299,792 kilometers per second, time slows down and mass increases infinitely, making it impossible for an object with mass to reach this velocity. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, massless particles like photons can travel at this speed. It would take about 1. Going through a black hole. Entering a black hole is a one-way journey due to its intense gravitational pull. As you approach the event horizon, time dilation causes you to appear frozen to outside observers. Once past this point, you are inexorably pulled toward the singularity at the center, where space-time curvature becomes infinite and matter is crushed to a point of infinite density. This process, known as spaghettification, leads to your inevitable demise.
Going to hell. The concept of going to hell is often associated with various religious beliefs and mythologies. In many traditions, hell is depicted as a place of punishment or suffering for those who have committed sins or wrongdoings in their lifetime. It is described as a realm of eternal torment or separation from a higher power.
And that wraps up the iceberg. I hoped you all enjoyed the video. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you next time. Goodbye. Okay, there is nothing left to see. That's all, folks.